straight to the point. Y'all be sure to hit that like button and sub to the channel too. um, gonna talk about some hoops in the AM. Now, as always, shouts out to the whole entire LDBC basketball and boxing. You know how I'm rocking, and salute to all the people that rock with me day ones, uh, and as well as my new subs too as well. And if you jumping ship, that's cool too, man. I embrace that too. Um, here's here's the thing, man. Last night, the Detroit Pistons defeated the New York Knicks 126 to 111. Um, a disastrous game for the Knicks. Okay. Um, and the one that's getting the blame the most is Carl Anthony Towns. Okay. Which, in this case, I got to agree with. Um, Carl Anthony Towns was not aggressive offensively and hasn't been um, because his role has changed a little bit. Now, also, we got to understand this too as well. Um, we got to understand this too as well. The Knicks, they have been swept by the Pistons for the season. What's up, Stephen Green? See you in here. Make sure to go sub to Stephen Green. You said salute the Knicks. Don't have an answer for the Pistons. Um, and be sure to hit that like when y'all come in here. Hit that like button and sub to the channel and share the video too. Um, the thing about it is that they did this without the bulk of their front line. Jalen Duran, who of course is suspended because of the situation that happened with the Charlotte Hornets, and of course Isaiah Stewart. You know, and regardless of what you want to say about Isaiah Stewart, you know he is he's a very big factor, but that's why I have to talk about the greatness of JB Bickerstaff, the coach of the Detroit Pistons. He was able to make the necessary adjustments, even when, of course, when they had when they're at full strength or whatever, they were going to do what they did regardless. But that's the greatness of JB Bickerstaff, man, and his coaching. She said the Pistons can win anyways. Starter and bench players. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And the thing about it, the Pistons have a great balance. That I'm getting ready to say this, and maybe some people are going to agree with me. Some people might disagree with me. Okay, JB Bickerstaff is building this team as a championship molded team. I know that's a big statement to say. I know some people are going to be like, "Wow, they got just a winning season in a long time, and already you're putting them ready to win the Larry O'Brien." They could possibly give whoever they face, if they make it to the finals, they can give that particular team problems because of the balance that they have. They're able to play defense. You got several guys on that team that don't mind. I'm talking about the Detroit Pistons. that don't mind playing defense, that don't mind getting scrappy, that don't mind doing the dirty work. Even got Tobias Harris out there, um, uh, pulling the, turning the clock back. You said, I hope JB Bickerstaff proved the Cavs wrong about firing. He already has. Now the Cavs are on the roll. They're on the roll. You know what I'm saying? With getting James Harden and him and Spider, linking up. But we're gonna see how long that lasts. We're gonna see if they're able to sustain that level of play that they have in the playoffs, which I seriously doubt. I don't think that it's gonna happen personally. And matter of fact, I want these teams to meet so bad, man. It's not even funny. The Pistons and the Knicks. I want to see. I want to see. I'm sorry about that. The Pistons and the Cavs. I want to see so bad because I want JB Bickerstaff to get his get back, and I like the fact that JB Bickerstaff. Not only is JB Bickerstaff proving the Cavs organization wrong, he's proving everybody in the East and a lot of people in the West wrong too as well. Everybody's focused on JJ Redick and what he's doing. He said, "What do you think about the Clippers beating the Nuggets?" Shoot, it's a regular game. I mean, that it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But that's not really. That wasn't really. I mean, look, the Nuggets sometimes they tend to lose big games. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things about Jokic uh, that you could talk about is sometimes when it comes to big games or whatnot, you got to question him sometimes or whatnot. But the Nuggets, man, they're gonna bounce back. It was a bad night. Now, but with the Knicks, here's my problem. And see, the brother Turok, shout out to Turok for TV, man. He talked about how Kendrick Perkins is already putting Jalen Brunson up as one of the best Knicks to ever do it and stuff like that. And I agree with him wholeheartedly, man. Listen, you can't automatically leapfrog and and I got some Knicks up there, but the one that I got is gonna be surprising to everybody is Walt Clyde Frazier. I got Walt Clyde Frazier above pretty much all the New York Knicks. You know what I'm saying? And there's no knock against guys like Willis Reed and David Busher. You know what I'm saying? Just going back in the history, or even to a lesser degree, um, like Patrick Ewing and some of the guys that have played for the Knicks back in the days, and Carmelo Anthony and all them and stuff. I'm talking about guys that were actually successful with that organization. Patrick Ewing, as much as I got Mark Jackson as the best Knicks guard, no, absolutely not. Not over Walt Clyde Frazier. And I like Mike. I like Mark Jackson. I love Mark Jackson, bro. That guy right there, man. He was he was entertaining to watch at times, but over Walt Clyde Frazier, nah. Walt Clyde Frazier, man, was shoot. Some people got him as the top defensive point guard. I don't know. It's between him and Dennis Johnson. God rest his soul. Dennis Johnson, who I got up there too as well, because I like defensive point guards like Dennis Johnson, DJ. You could see a lot of Walt Clyde Frazier. Of course, Walt Clyde Frazier probably a little bit more. Uh, say, a little bit more agile or whatever. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more versatile in terms of his offense and stuff. You said Frazier is top five Nick. I got him as the top Nick. I watch film on him. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I watch film on him. That's you know I like to see people play for my eyes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't just like going to the film or nothing like that. But yeah, I got Walt Clyde Frazier. But anyway, man, I'm getting off the subject now. When it comes to Carl Anthony Towns, uh, I just don't think that Carl Anthony Towns is going to take that next leap. I understand that Carl Anthony Towns, his, you know, he had the situation that took place. Um, he dealt with some adversity. I'm talking about like with his mom and stuff like that. I understand all of that and stuff. You know, um, and I'm not even gonna say well it's time or anything like that. He dealt with some adversity. Even before that situation had taken place, you know, people were always wondering would Carl Anthony Towns be able to take that next leap, man? And now, Carl, no, he's not. He's not aggressive, man. And he went from I think he was averaging like 16.9 shot attempts um, per season, and now he's down to 14 shot attempts. And a lot of people might say, okay, well, that's that's not a big deal, but it is a big deal when you don't have your second best player, and some people I'm talking about with Jalen Duren on the Pistons. Some people have Jalen Duren as the second best player. I know I do. Shoot, it's no knock on any of the other guys or whatever, but excuse me, Jalen Duren is that duo along with Motor K. Do you think can go to the finals? If nah, they're not going to the finals, man. The Knicks are not going to the finals. Now you could have said that with the other squad. If they would have kept that team that they had, that man, that beat us, Stephen, like when they had when they had when they still had Julius Randle, Dante Devasino, you know what I'm saying, and just kept that team together and not made that trade. They possibly had their squad right there. That like they didn't need to do anything, and it was the same thing with the Minnesota Timberwolves. But they're not going. They're not going to the finals, man. A lot of it is fool's gold. Mike Brown, I respect him as a coach. Um, every time it looks like they turn the corner and they look like they bought in or something like that, then they have a game like this. Now, I know some people are gonna be like, "Well, they blew y'all out." Yes, they did. They blew us out. They blew the Sixers out. But we're not a threat neither. I'm just giving the real, man. Some people don't get real about their teams. I'm not gonna say, "Oh yeah, the Sixers are going to the championship, man," because I'm a Sixers fan. I just look at us and I could tell, hey, we're not ready. Right, I know, but that's what I'm saying. We're losing games against teams that you should say, okay, we need to beat this team to prove that we are better, or we we're losing the teams. pretty much 500 and better. We're going a straight. Okay, like when we beat the Raptors, okay, yeah, that was that was decent. You know what I'm saying? And we, every now and then we'll surprisingly beat a team, but we got to be more consistent. We got to go on the street. Like I think the Cavs, I want to say the Cavs are 10-1 or some shit. They 10-1 since getting James Harden, right? But that's what I'm saying. We made we were supposed this off season was supposed to be somewhat of a big off season, Steven. You know what I'm saying? For the Sixers. I mean, I don't want to sing the same. I don't want to keep singing the same song every time I get on here, but it's time to move on from Embiid. Although Embiid, he's stepped up his level of play and everything, but it was a big indication this year of him not being an All Star that, and Maxey was that. Maxey is the one that's turning the corner. Now everybody keeps always telling me, "Well, Maxey can't carry a team." You still got to build pieces around him. It's just like with Cooper Flag, right? You'll never know what Cooper Flag can truly do until you start building around Cooper Flag. Right now, he's just getting his numbers up, increasing his value, stuff like that. I'm using Cooper Flag as an example because you don't see it yet. Everybody's like, oh yeah, well Maxie had Embiid and Maxie had this guy. Yeah, he had an inconsistent Embiid. He's got a hurt all the time Embiid. He's got guys on the team, you know what I'm saying, that's constantly got issues going on. Like he's had to deal with James Harden being there. You know what I'm saying? He's had to deal had to deal with Ben Simmons being there for a little bit, you know. And then of course, Embiid, he's always had to deal with Embiid, even called out Embiid. But JB Bickerstaff, man, to me is um he's becoming a coach to where, his philosophy is showing that okay, he can he can get in his bag. JB Bickerstaff is able to get in his bag. He's been in the trenches. Nobody is talking about JB Bickerstaff, and that's what pisses me off the most, man. Is why aren't you talking about this guy as one of the premier coaches and everything? Instead, you're talking about all these other guys or whatever. Then next thing you know, he's gonna slip through the cracks, so to speak, and you're gonna turn around and the Pistons they gonna wind up in the Eastern Conference Finals. Then they might wind up, whoever they play. Then they'll end up in the finals. Then it'll be like, man, what we haven't been paying attention to him and stuff like that. So look, I I know some people, they wanna focus on OKC, which I've focused on OKC. I still got OKC going to the finals. Um, I got them going to the finals and everything, but we'll see what San Antonio has to say about that. We'll see what San Antonio has to say about that. I'm not going to get into talking about that because I kind of wanted to just stick to the subject with Carl Anthony Towns in the East. You said, okay, so you need to be worried about the Spurs. Yeah, I mean, but see, Um, like the Spurs right now, man, they're a matchup problem for pretty much everybody. But the one, the one team that they're a matchup problem for is the team that everybody is gunning to beat, and that's the OKC. OKC has yet to win a game against the Spurs, and see, Wemby is only going to get better. Now, look at this, Steven. Look at this now. Everybody was talking all this craziness about Wemby, saying that this guy can't stay healthy. This guy, this guy too frail. He need to get some meat on his bones. He don't have no back to the basket game. They were saying all this stuff about Wemby. Now Wemby done Wemby done became a a primary force versus OKC, and they cannot be stopped. The Spurs and alone, and I don't want to take anything away from Vassell Castle or of course Dylan Harper and De'Aaron Fox either. You know what I'm saying? Them guys, they have taken over. You said Wemby works his ass off and learning from the vet, and he's only going to get better. Please hit the like when you come in here, man. Hit the like button when you come in here, all right? But he's only going to get better. Wimby is only going to get better, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, Steven. You were talking about how Wimby is in his prime and stuff like that, man. And I was disagreeing with you in the sense of he still got a couple of more levels and notches that he could go. He hasn't hit his prime yet. Bruce Gas in the building, Jazz Boxing and more. What's up with it, man? Make sure y'all go follow Bruce Gas Boxing, Jazz and more. Salute to you, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. And I definitely am going to talk some boxing too as well, man. But um, Wimby got another level that he could go to, Stephen. Another couple of levels. And this is the thing. Like I was telling the brother Cypress TV, shout out to Cypress TV. Like I was telling him, they got the picks. Y'all don't see that as important, but that's your future. That's your future. Like they, San Antonio is continuing to build even more of a dynasty than what they were with Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili and Robinson. You know, back in the day, then to a lesser extent with Kawhi Leonard for that time that he won a chip. But it always going to revolve around Duncan, Parker, Ginobili, and David Robinson. You can't forget about David Robinson. Please hit that like when y'all come on in here. Appreciate y'all coming through. But like I said, Wemby, you said Wemby, I could see 3 NBA finals in a row in the future. Absolutely. And this guy is a monster. I love how people aren't saying anything now. But see, in the beginning, they doubted Wemby. Everybody want to talk about how they doubted certain players and stuff like that. Listen, they doubted Wemby. They constantly doubted Wemby. I always had to hear it, and it's not just on YouTube. It's been outside of YouTube too. Hey, what's up, Goldie? I see you in the building. Make sure y'all go sub to the Queen, T with Goldie. Salute to you, and Grand Rising to you too. But he got another level. He got another couple of notches that he could go to, and I'm gonna tell you who is partly responsible. Well, who's been a major uh, responsibility, and they felt obligated to take Wimby under his wing. That was KG, the great KG. You know what I'm saying? And Hakeem Olajuwon. They have taken Wimby under his wing. Don't get me wrong. There's been other guys. He's gonna be around other bigs. He's gonna be around Tim Duncan. He's gonna be around David Robinson. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be around, some of the prominent bigs. He gonna pick their brains. You know what I'm saying? He gonna Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You don't think he talking to him? You don't think he's studying film of Wilt Chamberlain? You don't think he's studying film of some of the older bigs? You know what I'm saying? Hell, you don't think he's studying a little bit of Shaquille O'Neal? Some of the other guys. You know what I'm saying? Wimby is not here to play any games, and I told you that. But somehow, some way, you got people on here trying to tell me that Wimby is gonna be injury prone. He gonna be another Ralph Sampson. No, he's not, man. They don't know how if Wimby gonna be able to hold up the rigors and stuff like that. Wimby gonna be just fine, man. If he keep on doing what he's supposed to do, he gonna be just fine. He gonna be just fine, man. My question is, are the other Spurs gonna be fine without Wimby? You know what I'm saying? If they play OKC, if let's say something happens and Wimby can't play, God forbid, will the Spurs be able to carry the team without Wimby? And that's where coaching has got to come in, and that's when the other players got to step up. We know that Vassell is gonna get his numbers. You know what I'm saying? We know that Castle gonna get his numbers. You know what I'm saying? Although sometimes Castle can be a little bit turnover prone. You know what I'm saying? Is the Spurs missing to get to that championship level? Nah, I think they got what it takes. I think they need. I think because they got a lot of guards or whatever, but they can score. The Spurs can score. They're entertaining to watch. Like now, Steven. Like now you can get up and now you want to watch the Spurs. Like, you know what I'm saying? You want to get up and you want to watch Wimby. You understand? Like, it's like, dang, the Spurs is playing. Oh shit, Wimby finna play. It has that type of feel, and that's why, like, a lot of people they try to say, oh yeah, Wimby ain't gonna be no face of the league. He is. You said I think they need a power forward. They got a decent front line. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you're not coming in there regardless. And see, that's the thing about Wimby too. Also, he could guard you. He could guard you up top, guard you. You know what I'm saying? Free throw line extended or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Drop coverage. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to go ahead and get into the paint or whatever and feel compelled to come up in there, guess what? And on top of that, he gonna chase you down too as well. Now the bench is good, man. They could sustain. That's one of the reasons why everybody thought that OKC were gonna beat the Spurs, but was because of their bench. They were weary about their bench. Their bench actually held up. Spurs gonna be just fine, man. They're gonna be just fine. Now like I said, the real season starts, man. Like talking about with Carl Anthony Towns and that situation with the Knicks and stuff like that. You can't have games like that now. This is the real season now. Like we're in the second half. This is the real season. This is where everybody gearing up to play the playoffs and stuff like that. And also we gotta look out for teams that uh, may unfortunately incorporate injuries during this time or whatever. That's gonna play a factor too. Because a lot of this time, a lot in the second half of the season, you see a lot of people going down and stuff. Unfortunately, you know. My question also too is how is Tatum? Is Tatum gonna mess up the chemistry, or is he gonna make it better? You know what I'm saying? You said Town should be averaging 30 points and 15 rebounds, but see, that's never been Carl Anthony Towns' forte to be aggressive consistently. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll go on stretches where he'll average, and I don't want people thinking that I'm here to shit on Carl Anthony Towns. Because believe you me, I was riding for Carl Anthony Towns since he was over there in Kentucky. But the thing about it is we want if we're gonna criticize Joel Embiid and we're gonna criticize some of these other guys or whatever, Carl Anthony Towns, man, we tend to sweep him under the rug as one of the ones that needs to go ahead and take that leap. As one, you said, Tatum makes Boston better when he come back. Listen, as far I know some people they're like, okay, yeah, they could get back to championship mode and stuff like that. But we're talking about a guy that was still injured. You know what I'm saying? We're talking we're talking about an Achilles, man. You know, we're talking about you still got to get your get your legs up under you and stuff. You can't simulate an NBA game or an actual officiating game for that matter. I don't care if you put the refs in there and a couple people in the practice gym, and it's not the same. It's not the same, and then the pressure and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And people in Boston are cutthroat. People in Boston are cutthroat, man. You know, they love you one minute, and then the next minute they ready to, they're ready to do without you. That's how they are in Boston. But like I say, I don't think that Carl Anthony Towns is gonna go up another level, another notch, especially when you have some of these other bigs that like if you look at Wimby, and I gotta disagree with Shaq with something that he said. He said that the big is not making a comeback. It is making a comeback. Wimby right now, okay, and I'm gonna say this: Wimby, the way that he plays the game, that's how Carl Anthony Towns should be playing. Okay, that's how you should be playing. And I don't want to hear none of this stuff about, oh yeah, Wimby, he pulling up, 40-foot jumpers and stuff like that. If he's hitting them, I don't have no problem with him. But Wimby is still out there playing defense. He's still out there back to the basket. He's still out there able to guard. Shit, a lot of people they're like, oh yeah, he can only down. No, he's guarding multiple positions. He's stepping out. He don't mind rolling to the basket with the point guard, rolling to the basket with a two, with a three. Of course, down there, you know what I'm saying, mixing it up in the paint with the four or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he ain't slow and lazy either. He gonna run the floor. And to me, Carl Anthony Towns ain't on the level. You seen that when they played against each other. Wimby was clearly on a whole nother level even at his young age. Carl Anthony Towns done been in the league for quite some time or whatever, but we want to see him take that next level. We already seeing it with Wimby taking that next level. Every off season, Wimby adds something to his game, man. Everybody want to talk about this Mamba mentality and stuff like that. Nah, Wimby got that Mamba mentality. He got a Mamba mentality, man. You see, shit. Kobe, he didn't want to be friends with you in the All Star game and all that other stuff. Nah, he was trying to come out there and bust your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, and Wimby, he set the tone for the All Star game. That's what he did. But I digress. Y'all keep on doubting Wimby. You know what I'm saying? You keep on doubting him. Keep on saying all this nonsense about him and stuff like that. Slowly but surely, he gonna come up. I can see the same thing happening with with Cooper Flag. I ain't gonna lie, I doubted him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had my doubts. I ain't gonna say I doubted him. And he played for my squad. He played for Duke and everything. He came out shaky that first game, stuff. First month, month or two of the season. It was a little adjustment period or whatever. Partly he shouldn't have been playing point guard, but now this guy's putting up numbers. This guy's showing, okay, in the next couple of years, I'm gonna be one of the forefronts of the league. So y'all tell me what y'all think, man. Leave your comments. Make sure you like the video, share, subscribe, hit the notifications as well. It's straight to the point. Shouts out to the whole entire LDBC Lions Den, basketball and boxing. You know how I'm rocking. Till then, man. I'm out.